In this video, I'm going to talk about managing your files when you copy from a previous course. So many of you know that you can copy a course from a previous semester, previous year, any previous course that you have been a part of, you can copy to a new course. So first I'm going to walk through doing that, but then I want to show you how you can really concentrate on managing the files that are in your new course, because what happens is after copying a course from multiple semesters over time, you will end up with every new file and every previous file that you have stored in your files area, and what happens is then the size or the room that you have in your files area for your entire course will get smaller and smaller, and then eventually you're going to run out of file space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to copy over just those files and just those things that you need for your new semester. So first what we're going to do is I am in a new course here, and as you can see it's blank. I'm going to scroll all the way down and find settings in my course navigation menu, and then I'm going to import course content. So click here, then I'm going to choose my content type, which will be copy a Canvas course, and then here I'm going to put in a course number that I'm going to copy from. Okay, so I'll copy from this course. Now I can choose all content if I know that I want every bit of the content that is in that previous course, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can select specific content from that course. So here I'm going to click import, and then it gives me this queue here, and it's telling me waiting for selection. So then I click the button here for select content. Now here you're going to see that each item, each area of the course, including modules, assignments, all of these are listed, and the number in parentheses is how many items is in each of those categories. So I have 14 assignments here. So let's say I know that I want all the modules, all the assignments, quizzes, question banks, discussion topics. What I don't want though is every single file. So what I'm going to do is this little arrow here is a drop down arrow, and what it does is it expands this file, so then it shows me all of the folders that I have in my files area. So what you're going to want to do is it may be easier just to click here and it will check all of them, and then you can go back and uncheck those you don't want, or if you want to just go in and say, okay, I know I need all my course files, I know I'll need all my image files, or you can expand each of these subcategories as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, first of all, I want to point out that when you have a file that's a JPEG, for the most part, you're probably going to want to keep that file. That's a picture file. It may have something to do with one of your modules that are up here, so you'll want to make sure that you keep those. What I do want to do is, those are all picture files, so we want to keep those. This is a video file, an AVI. That's a video file. If you already have that video in there, which we don't, but if you already had it, then you would probably want to get rid of an old one, but since that one is the only one there, then we're going to leave it. Alright, let's look at course files, because that's what we really want to do. Alright. So here you're going to see these are .doc, those are documents, those are Word document files. And what you really want to concentrate on are those that are presentations that have multiple versions. Now this one, those look, well, it's actually two different ones, so we want to leave that. And so a lot of you will probably have, this course actually looks like it was cleaned up pretty well, but what many of you may see is that you'll have like a version, you might have a 2018 summer, and then you may also have a 2019 summer, and then you have a 2020 summer. So you know that those 2018, those previous versions are probably no good, and you probably actually have those saved on your computer anyway. Now if you know that for sure and you want to get rid of those, leave those unchecked. Okay, so the ones that you want to copy over are the ones that you're going to check. So it may be easier just to go ahead and check all and then go back and say, okay, well, I don't need that one. That's a second version. This also MP4, that's a video. So any of these that you know you don't need, those take up very large amounts of space in your course. So any video file, any audio file, and then also PowerPoints that have voiceover, those really take up a lot of space. So if you have those that are in multiple versions in your Canvas course, you're probably going to want to get rid of those old versions. Also your syllabus, you might want to get rid of the old versions of that. As far as getting them out of your Canvas course, you most likely have those saved on your computer somewhere too. Okay, so now I have chosen everything that I want to copy over. I have unchecked, and you may have a lot more unchecked than I have here. Let's just go ahead and, you know that you want to uncheck all of those. Okay. Now you're going to select content, and it's only going to copy over those items that you checked. Now if you realize that later on, oh, I have a lot more in there I probably can get rid of, but I want to make sure first, then you can go ahead and go back in there, and I'm going to show you how to do that, where you can go back into the files and then delete and manage that in your file section in the course. So right now we're waiting, it's queued up. Now it's running that course copy. And as soon as that is done, we're going to go over to the file section over here, and I'll show you how to do some managing of your files in that area. Okay, so now we'll click over here on Files. Alright, and now the default view is going to be where it's here, it'll be your course name, and then it shows everything here, and then it also has your folders here, so that's your folder here, a course image that's also right there. So what you can do is, if you've realized, okay, I have tons more in here I need to get rid of, you can click on a folder, and make sure you don't click on the name because that's just going to open it up. But you want to click over in some of this white space. If you hold your control key down on your keyboard, you can highlight multiple at one time, and then you can scroll up here, and then the little trash can will delete all of those at one time. It asks if you're sure. Okay, another thing that you can do to help you manage some of this is you can create folders. So if you have like, okay, so I have just say like a chapter or a week, or however you organize your course, you can add a folder here by clicking plus folder. You can name this, let's just say week 1. Alright, and then that's going to go alphabetically in this list. It starts with W, so it's going to go all the way to the bottom. Now again, I can do this trick where I click and hold my control key, and then I can actually grab those, drag it down in here, let go, and now I have those files within week 1 over here. So when I click in my into my entire course, again, it's going to be here, and then you'll be able to organize it that way. So if you want to make sure, one thing that you could do is create a folder. If you want to make sure that you don't get rid of those files yet, but you want to wait and see, you can always create a folder for maybe old files or something like that, and then you can put those files into that folder and then delete later. But you are going to need to watch this down here, where this is, you get this particular course that I have is 2.1 gigs. It's showing 0% because most of these files are not very large. But as they get as this gets full, you will see that on this little bar here going across. But if you get close to being out of space, you can go in here and look at, double check to make sure that you need all of those folders and files that you have created, or we can also give you a little extra space in your course to help out, because I know some of your courses have a lot of videos that you use and that they are current. So that is how you can manage your files after you have done a course copy.